Geologists are the only people that are fascinated by rocks. Like when you see a specific feature on the rock, I'm literally the only person who gets amused. The mining industry is just a different ball game, guys. It's a different environment. Oh, guys, hey, guys, it's bad. Mining is a very stressful environment. It can get very stressful where if someone at the top is stressed, he or she will make sure everyone down there is also stressed. They will press, they nyatela everyone. Everyone is just getting nyatela. It's not corporate. This is not corporate. It's not corporate at all. You need to have a backbone as well. You need to have a backbone to say, hey, you're not gonna tell me because I did my work. Hello everybody. Welcome to yet another episode of Rolling with Nator. My name is Busiso Mbonambi. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for subscribing to the channel, man, and making sure that this content reaches those who need it, man. Please don't forget to do the most important thing, and that is to subscribe to the channel, man. Road to 600 subscribers. Thank you so much for subscribing. All right, so today I'll be talking about my experiences as a young geologist in the mining industry. A lot of you guys requested this video. A lot of you guys wanted to know, Sbuda, how has it been like? How has the transition been like from school to the mining industry, working as a mine geologist or a young geologist or graduate geologist? How has the experiences been? And here it is, man. I'm giving it to you. All right, so let's get started. Okay, cool. So I'll just start from the beginning, man. First and foremost, so I did my undergrad and my honors at Northwest University, right? And so after, luckily enough, I got an internship at a mining company after my honors, right? So when I got there, man, my first time when I got to work, or when I got to, so basically what they do, they put you in a graduate program, right? So this graduate program obviously has specific outcomes that you need to achieve. Usually they separate it into different phases to say, okay, phase 1, phase 2, phase 3, phase 4, or phase A, B, C, D. To say, okay, the first phase usually they just introduce you to different business units or different departments to see what the other departments are doing, right? What do they do? What's their role in the business? And also, most importantly, why are they important to you as a geologist, right? What information do you need from them, and what information do they need from you, right? What do you need from them? What do they need from you? Basically, that interaction is very important. So for you to know that, you need to spend some time with that specific department. For example, rock engineering, mining, safety, HR, costing, all those departments, right? Because they all contribute towards the business, and you'll have to interact with them, and you need to know why are they there, why are they important, why and how do I interact with them. So that's the first part of your program. Basically, that was my first part of my program where I was exposed to that. But I'll be honest with you, when I did that phase, right, I was still a bit confused. Like, everything was just still new to me. Like, it was just still new to me. I still didn't understand fully what each department was doing, right? But at the end of the day, you have to be assessed to see whether or not you did understand what that department does. Yes, you can pass the assessment, but doesn't mean you know, you're only gonna figure that out as you work with them, as the time goes by. Oh, okay, yeah, this is actually what you guys are doing. This is you know what I mean. But honestly, for that specific short period of time where they allow you to, where they expose you to that, for me, I felt like, get fun. I mean, like, Yes, it's good for basics to know, okay, there is such a department as rock engineering, there is such a department as HR, there is such a department as this and this. But to be honest with you, you only realize what these people are doing as you work with them, as you go on and on and on. Right, cool. Then I moved on to now learning. So what happened is that I was given specific modules, right? I was given specific like theory. So it sort of gives you a basic theory understanding of what a mine geologist does, right? What do you need to do when you go underground? What sort of data you're supposed to collect underground, and why is this data important? And yeah, basically what everybody does, especially within the MRM department, like what survey does, what grade officers do, what samplers do, all those sort of things, how everything just comes together as one, right, as MRM, Mineral Resource Management Department. So yeah, that was basically that, right? So I won't lie, man. So me, fortunately, when it comes to underground, I was expecting the harsh environment, right? I was expecting the harsh environment. Why? Because I already did VECWEC when I was still in varsity. So in my second year, I was lucky enough to get a VECWEC I think it was January holidays. I'd come and do VECWEC. And obviously that's how I got exposed to say, oh flip, this is what I'm going to be doing for the rest of my life. You know what I mean? Because that's where you walk in, that's where you basically work with a senior geologist or a shaft geologist or section geologist or whoever that they allocate you with, and you get to see what they do on a day. You probably don't have a full understanding exactly as to what exactly they're doing, but you get to have an idea as to, okay, this is what they do, these are the environments they work in, these are the hours that they work. So you have a clear understanding. So which is what I'm saying, VECWEC is very, very important, guys. Like, it gave me, I won't lie to you, it was the best thing that I've ever gotten. Otherwise I would have had a shock of my life when I started my internship, right? So when I went underground for the first time with my internship, it wasn't a shock because I was expecting the environment. I was expecting the harsh environment, the walking and all those things, because I did my VECWEC in a gold mining company and now I'm working for a gold mining company. So it's the same thing, right? Same shanties. Cool. So now you basically get taught how to do basics, right? How to map, for example. Mapping it's like the basics. Mapping is the basics of a mine geologist. You need to know how to map. That's how we attain our data on the face, right? We need to know what the reef is doing, how much footwall weighs, hanging wall weighs, all those things, all those nitty-gritty structures that are intruding and cutting through certain strata. You need to be able to plot those things. The most important thing, though, that I'll say that was important for me, and this I was helped by Tepo Shadung. Tepo Shadung is a geotechnician. He's the one who taught me how to map, honestly. And one thing that he told me was that, dude, you need to think of structures in 3D. Like, everything that you see underground as a structure, you need to think of it in 3D, because that's how it is. It's actually in 3D. Everybody else might see it in 2D, but you as a geologist, when you're looking at a structure, when you're looking at a fort, when you're looking at a dike that's intruding a certain strata, you need to think of it 3D, meaning you need to see, okay, it's here now, but you need to also think, where is it coming from? What's the orientation? Where is it heading? Because that's the kind of information that the mining guys will ask from you. Which, okay, fine, we are mining through a dike right now, we're mining through a specific structure. Where is it heading? Where is it heading? Where is it going? Is it moving out of the panel? Is it moving into the panel? Are we still gonna mine through it for a long period of time? For how long are you gonna mine through it? That's the sort of information that they will require from you. It's just an example, and you won't know this if you don't think of the structure in 3D. You know what I mean? And also, obviously, you need to go and plot it in 3D when you have to do all your modeling and all those things. So that's the most important thing. And I think even when you do your field mapping as well, you need to think of structures in 3D as well, So that's the most important thing I don't know what to call it, man. It's a skill that you need to have when you look at structures on the ground. And also, you need to familiarize yourself, obviously, with the stratigraphy, right? To know where you are and, in relative to the mine, like in terms of geology, where you are, in terms of the ore body. Where is the ore body situated? What's overlaying your ore body? What's underlaying your ore body? What a lot of things. How did it form? Blah 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 blah. All those things, right? Cool. Vertebrates run basic. Blah blah blah. All that stuff. You need to understand that, because if you understand that, for example, you'll be able to explain the different things that you see. Every time you see something, you'll be like, that's why. It will make sense, right? It will click. Because we're the only people who are fascinated by rocks, to be honest with you. Geologists are the only people that are fascinated by rocks. Like when you see a specific feature on the rock, I'm literally the only person who gets amused. I remember when we do these risk assessments or multidisciplinary risk assessments, where there's everybody from every department is there. So I from the geology department, I'm there. Someone from rock engineering, someone from safety department, someone from occupational and environmental what department is there, someone from all these different departments, they are there, right? So you'll find that we're all looking for different things. Obviously, in terms of risks and stuff like that, before the mining crew can blast, we have to look for risk. So I'll be looking at all these different features, man, on the rock. I'll be like, this is this is that, this is hydraulic fracturing, this is what. And everybody will be like, this guy, like, why is he so fascinated by these things? Because I'm the only one who gets fascinated by those things. And unfortunately, or fortunately, sometimes those features, those little features you see that are interesting to you, don't necessarily affect the mining. So they actually don't matter, to other people, because it doesn't really affect mining. It doesn't affect the business. They're still gonna get the gold that they want, So using a specific structure or feature on the rock doesn't really affect them. So it just fascinates you. You want to take a photo of it, like, I saw this, and you're trying to figure out how did it form, all those things. Only us guys, only us geologists are fascinated by rocks. It's insane. Rock engineering people are only focused on the rock in terms of, I think it's physical attributes, in terms of stresses, how it responds to stress, how a specific rock responds to stress, the type of support that they have to use in order for an excavation to not collapse, and all those things. Those are the type of things that they look at. They're also not really fascinated by features like that. It's only us guys. But yeah, man, I mean, those are the type of things that you should expect when you go work in a gold mining company. You'll be working with different people, all sorts of different people, different departments. So me personally, I won't lie. I'm very, very fortunate, guys. I'm very, very fortunate to work for the kind of company that I'm working for right now, because I think it gave me a very good exposure I think it gave me everything. It gave me all sorts of exposure I need for me to be a confident geologist, honestly, because there's no limitations. They exposed me to literally everything. They threw me in the deep end. They showed me everything. It's literally up to you. And this is one advice I always give to all the interns or graduates that are, especially graduates, because once you are appointed, maybe it's a different story. But once you're a graduate intern, you really have to push yourself, because you are given this program, right, to say, okay, dude, listen, here's your program. You should have accomplished XYZ in this specific time frame. It's up to you to push yourself. Don't expect whoever you've been allocated under, your supervisor, coach, mentor, whatever, to be the one who pushes you. You need to push yourself, man. And there are times where you go to people and you want them to help you with something and they don't have time for you, but you need to still push. That shouldn't be the reason why you're not pushing. You need to push. If this one can't help you, go to the next person. If this one can't help you, go to the next person. But you need to push yourself. You need to make sure that at the end of the day, you need to understand, this is my program. I'm the one who's gonna gain something out of this, out of this training, out of this program that they've given me. And that's exactly what I've been doing. I've been making sure that within the program that I've been given, I do what is required and beyond, and I understand that it's for me. I'm not doing it to impress. I'm not, every time when I do something at work, I'm not doing anything to impress anybody. I actually don't care. I'm doing it for me, because I understand that I need to get this exposure. I need to be confident with my work, and there's no better place to learn than in an internship. In an internship, that's where you can make mistakes. That's where you can make mistakes and not be necessarily be accountable because you're not really appointed. You know what I mean? So it's the best place to make all the mistakes that you need to make. It's the best place where you can, like literally, you can do a lot. You can do a lot and expose yourself to all these different things because you are not necessarily appointed in one specific role, so you are able to diverge and do all other things, do projects for example. But once you are appointed, you won't have time to be doing projects, you won't have time to be going to learn what you only have time to do all these other things, you know what I mean, because you are now appointed, you are now liable for a specific roles within a section that you've been allocated to. You understand what I'm saying? I hope I'm making that you use your program to take advantage. Just take advantage, man. Just make sure you do what's required and more. If you don't have a program, make sure that you get one, man. Make sure you sit down with your mentor, coach, supervisor, whatever, and tell them, listen, I need a specific program that you lay down the things that you know that I need to have accomplished by the end of my term. You know what I mean? So that you are confident. I think I've mentioned this a lot in LinkedIn as well, to say, as a geologist, you need to be competent. You need to be competent because it has all the decisions, all the critical decisions that you will have to make when you're appointed in a specific section. All those decisions will have major financial implications. They will have major safety implications. You know what I mean? Imagine you telling them that, for example, you telling them that there's no dike, for example, or geological structure that might be a hazard in a specific panel, and then they mine through it and then people die there. It's gonna be on you, man. It's gonna be on you, and people die because of you, because you were supposed to give them that information to say, guys, there's a specific structure here, please be cautious. And then obviously specific recommendations will be put in place from all sorts of departments to say, how can we mine those things safely? But your job is to inform them that, listen guys, there's a specific rock here which is of a hazard, which contains gases, which contains water, which contains this, it can cause fall of ground, it can do this. You need to give them all that sort of information. So hence I'm saying you need to be competent. You won't be able to be accurate with the information if you are not competent enough to know your job. Experience means everything. Experience means everything, guys. Hence, every day when I'm at work, I learn something new. I ask questions to say. Every time I see something funny, true story. Every time I see something funny, I don't ignore it. I take a photo of it, I note it down, I go and I ask, yo guys, I saw 1, 2, 3, 4. What is this? And then, luckily enough, I work with people who, they give you the information. Like they're not withholding information, or they're too busy to explain certain things to you. They make time for you. You don't even have to make an appointment. They make time for you as they're working. They'll explain certain things to you. So I've been very, very privileged in that instance. So guys, so I think the biggest challenge with being a geologist would, like I said, accuracy. You need to be accurate with the work. People expect you to be accurate, but at the end of the day, I feel like it's nature. Everything underground is naturally like that. We didn't create it. So some things you can only be as accurate as the information that you get, because we attain data using different things, right? We attain data using borehole logging, borehole drilling, mapping, and that. And then with all that data we attain, we need to now create this story that people understand, to say, oh guys, so this is what's happening there, it's what's happening there. We haven't even reached there, so you have to be able to tell them that. So by the time they reach there, at least they have an idea that there's something going on there that's funny. So that's basically your role as a geologist, man. And to actually also make sure that people mine safely, people mine ore efficiently as well. Because at the end of the day, it's a business, right? We are mining, it's a business. We're mining gold, we're mining whatever commodity that the mine is mining. So we need to make sure that they extract it efficiently, because there's a goal that's been called for. So we need to make sure that the goal that has been called for is actually the goal that comes out. Now, one other thing that people need to understand is that the mining industry is just a different, it's a different ball game, guys. It's a different environment. It's literally a different environment. Like different. Like I mean it, guys. It's different. This thing. It's not the same shandis, because it's not corporate. This is not corporate. It's not corporate at all. Even the way people address each other in boardrooms, even the way people address each other in meetings, it's getting better. I think it's getting better, because we as a company must have specific values, and respect must be one of those values. So people need to respect each other. It's one of the values. Like you don't have a choice now. You have to respect whether the person, you like them or not. You have to respect them. So if you respect them, then you have to address them in a specific way. But the mining culture itself is very, yeah. In a meeting full of people, you find an old person, an old grown person who's old enough to be your father, being told where to get off. Being told where to get off. The language, guys. So I think it's getting better as well. And also, personally, I think also because of women in mining coming in, all those things. I think even in the meetings, the way that people address each other, it's now better, because back then it was usually just men only. So men can swear at each other, men can use all sorts of words, men can, yay, bangakuthiwa ngomba wakho, yezwa. But I think now that there's women, now there's more of, those restrictions to say, guys, we can't use this language, we can't use this very, do you understand what I'm saying? So it has changed. I've seen the transition. I've seen the difference, from when I was doing my VECWEG to where I am right now. I've seen the transition to be like, okay, things are actually going for it. But to be honest with you, mining is a very stressful environment. It can get very stressful, where if someone at the top is stressed, he or she will make sure everyone down there is also stressed. They will press, they nyatela everyone. Everyone is just getting nyateled. So you need to make sure that you also don't get nyateled in the process. If someone nyatelas you, you need to make sure that everything that you were supposed to do is done. Like, you are not on the wrong. Otherwise, everybody will just push all the blame to you. You get what I'm saying, guys? It's a true story. Like, I'm not even hiding this thing. I'm not even sugarcoating it. That's the business, So it's very, very important for you to make sure that your work is on point. You can't relax. You cannot relax, especially if you are put in a specific role, and you are supposed to, you are in charge of specific responsibilities. You need to make sure all your ducks are in a row, guys. They're in place. You know what I mean? Otherwise, it's a very, very stressful environment. You see people breaking out. You see people crying. Yeah, old people crying. It's bad. That's how intense it is. It's a very stressful environment. It's a very harsh environment. People just get nyatela at any time of the day. They get nyatela. You think today's a good day, I'm gonna go to work, and then boom, something happens. It happened in your section, and now everybody's just telling you, because when you didn't do your work, or you know what I'm saying, or you did do your work, but now everybody's just blaming you. So you need to be able to back yourself up, and so you need to have a backbone as well. You need to have a backbone to say, hey, you're not gonna tell me because I did my work X, Y, Z. You need to be able to cover yourself. You need to cover all your tracks, guys. So that's the mining business, guys. It's not corporate, and also, you need to be physically fit. You need to be physically fit, meaning that you'll be walking long distances. You'll be going up inclines, going down inclines. You'll be walking in risky areas. So you need to make sure when you walk carefully. You read the signs. You don't go to places that are barricaded, things like that. You need to be aware. Those are the kind of environments that you're working. You'll be working in environments that are too hot. You might work in environments that are too hot at a specific point in time. You might, guys, you work with, when you go underground, you might have to address a specific group of people. When you get there, those group of people, they're not gonna listen to you. They will, they'll just stress you out, man. They'll just stress you out. They'll just decide, today I'm just gonna stress out this guy. So you need to be able to work with people. You need to understand people. So your people skills must be on point. If your people skills are, you won't survive. Just don't even come. I'm telling you now, if your people skills are not on point, leave. You need to have good people skills because you're gonna have to work with people. You need to have respect for people, people from different age groups, and this thing is very important. The age group difference thing is very important. Look at me, I'm a very young guy. Imagine now I'm a supervisor for someone who's old enough to be my father, my mother, and they've been working there for probably before I was even born. They've started working, you know. So, and you understand what I'm saying? And now I'm you, I come here, I have to give them orders. It's a different ball game, guys. It's very, very different. It cannot be easy for both of us, for me and for that person. So we need to find a way to work. So you need to have excellent people skills to find a way to work. How I work with people might be different to how another geologist works with people. You understand? So you need to come up with your own way of working with people, dealing with people, people's stress, people's attitudes, because not everybody's the same, and people influence each other, especially a group of people. They influence each other. If they say they don't like you, they don't like you. They'll decide we don't like this guy. So you need to find a way to make sure that they like you, and you can work with them, and they do what you want them to do at the end of the day. So you need to learn how to work with people. You need to be, like I said, physically fit. You need to be mentally fit as well, because you're gonna have to think a lot. Sometimes you have to think on the spot to say, okay guys, this is what's happening. I remember I was once sent underground. Truth story, I was once sent underground. So for me it's like routine mapping. Like I am just going there to just collect data. When I get there, those people want instruction. They want me to give them instruction. I'm like, guys, no, I'm just here to collect data, and I'm just gonna go on surface, and then I'll hear what the seniors are gonna give me, like the recommendation. Then I'll come back to you guys and they're like, no, you're not gonna do that. You're wasting our time. You need to tell us now, because we need to blast now. You need to tell us now what the recommendation is, and so now you need to think on the spot to be like, flip. Okay, because whatever you tell them will have a huge implication, obviously, so you have to think. So it must be right. You must be confident with what you have to say. So I was in that situation. For me, I actually felt good about it. I was like, flip, was I just put in a corner right now? And I managed to think on the spot. I managed to do the right calculative decisions. You need to be able to do that. So you need to be mentally fit, guys. You need to be emotionally fit as well, because like I said, everybody can tell us someone. So if you gotta take things personally, because someone can tell you today, tomorrow they're smiling with you, hey? It's like nothing happened yesterday. Like, dude, yesterday you were, you know what I mean? Like, they moved on. They already moved on. They're not there. And if you're still there, it's on you. You know what I mean? So you need to also be emotionally fit as well, to understand this is business, it's not personal, guys. Yeah, that's the mining, guys. That's the mining industry. That's exposure I've seen so far. So I thought I should just share it with you guys, especially you guys who are curious to say, oh, mining industry, guys, like what was it for me? That's basically what it is, man. Especially for you as a young geo, expect such harsh environments, man. You need to be passionate about it as well. You need to be passionate. I don't think it goes for everything. I was interviewing TAC the other day, TAC Munare, a weather forecaster, in Japan, I think. And he was also telling me the same thing. Dude, in everything that you do, you need to be passionate. Like for example, with me doing YouTube, I need to be passionate about it. You know what I mean? You need to do something that you're passionate about it, so that you are happy. Because if you're not passionate about being a mine geologist, then don't come here. That's what I'm gonna tell you. Just don't come, because you're not gonna be very unhappy. Because you're gonna be working in harsh environments. You're gonna be working with that sort of environment. If it's not for you, it's not for you, and there's nothing wrong with that. That means there's somewhere else as a geologist you can work. I mean, as a geologist, I've mentioned a lot that you can work in various sectors. There's so many sectors that I still need to discover as well. I would like to discover, because I would think this is where I want to work for the rest of, but you find that this is actually not where I'd like to work for the rest of my life. Once I've been exposed elsewhere, I'd realize, flip, this is actually where I'd fit in better, who knows? I might work in the banking sector. I might work, I might work in, I don't know, agriculture. I might work anywhere, guy. I don't know. Maybe I might even find myself in medicine, So we just don't know. You just don't know. Just make sure that wherever you work, you are happy. But also at the same time, like I said, if you're in a graduate internship, make sure you learn as much as you can. You take that exposure with you. You don't take it for granted, because there are so many people out there who would die for that opportunity. So make sure. So hence I said to you guys earlier as well that you need to have a program that has the specific outcomes. Otherwise, you're not going to learn anything. You're just going to be cheap labor. Basically, you're just going to be cheap labor, because you're going to be doing whatever they tell you to do, like go collect data, come back, go collect data, come back. You're not learning anything, or people telling you to do photocopies, people telling you to make them coffee, people telling you know what I mean. What are you learning there? Nothing. You might as well be at home, man. So if you have a program, then you know that there are specific achievements. So at the end of the year, at the end of your term, you'll be able to say, okay, I've done X, Y, Z. I can put these things on my CV, and not just put them there, but you actually can do them. You are competent in those things. You've been signed off to say, yes, this guy can do X, Y, Z. Because that's very, very important. I mean, so you're putting something in the CV that you actually can't do. So yeah, man, guys, that was me. Please, if you also have been working in the mining industry as a young geo, please comment below. Let us know, what have your experiences been as a young geo. What challenges have you found? Tell us stories, man. Tell us stories of things that happened there when you were working, especially when you first started, because people have stories for days, man. Stories for days. We would love so yeah, man, let us know in the comment section below, and also like, subscribe, and share the video to as many people as you can, man, to make sure that everybody is here and they get this content. Otherwise, from me, it's good. Nator, sharp guys.